Okay. So welcome everyone to Vespers on the Lanai. Tonight we are so pleased to have with us two stellar award-winning musicians and recording engineer, Sun Hui and Pierre Grill, bringing us their signature blend of culture and music as they combine the traditional Chinese instrument, the Erhu, with popular Western songs. And I'll be sharing some thoughts and poetry in honor of the Lunar New Year and this bridging of East and West. For part of a cross-cultural understanding is not only having a sense of place and honoring host culture, it is also having a sense of self and your own heritage and how that fits into the mosaic. And now, please help me welcome Sun Hui and Pierre Grill.
Thank you very much. It's really nice to be here, finally. Sorry, I know this is supposed to be a Chinese New Year concert, but we had a Chinese New Year concert at Blue Note on the Chinese New Year Day, and Blue Note. So we packed the Blue Note. You know, it's a concert, so it was really good. So we packed. So it was so many people there, and we were really happy. And then 3 days later, Pierre called me, and then. I think I got COVID.
Nice of being a rock star.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to speak in this. I was lectured earlier. If I speak to you directly, it doesn't go on the world TV. Anyway, we're going to play a fabulous song, one of the masterpieces of the music.
His composition. Pierre's Tango. That was Pierre's Tango. So good.
Like Mozart, Beethoven. Okay.
By the way, if you like the song, of course I know you like it. So if you like the song and you like it, we have CDs for sure. It's on the CD. We just made the song, and the CD just released. What?
You have a song too?
Yeah. What?
The kind.
What is that?
It's on the CD too.
What is that?
Come on. I have not a microphone anyway, so I'm going to get fired. Okay, fine.
So, as Sun Hui was saying earlier, last month, the New Year was celebrated throughout China, Taiwan, other parts of Asia, and just about anywhere such heritage is found, like here in Hawaii. While that celebratory month has passed, I'd still like to offer some thoughts about this special time of year. The renowned early 20th century Chinese writer Lu Xun sets the scene in his short story, The New Year's Sacrifice. The end of the year by the old calendar does really seem a more natural end to the year, for, to say nothing of the villages and towns, the very sky seems to proclaim the New Year's approach. Intermittent flashes from the pallid, lowering evening clouds are followed by the rumble of crackers, bidding farewell to the hearth god, and, before the deafening reports of the bigger bangs close at hand have died away, the air is filled with faint whiffs of gunpowder. As I read up more on this tradition, I was struck by the pervasive presence and theme of light and its role in cultivating good fortune and warding off the bad, in letting go of the past and bringing renewal. From the flash of firecrackers punctuating the beginning of the new year, the lighting of red candles for good luck, to the lantern festival during the full moon, the use and indeed the need for light is pivotal in this festival time, which ushers in the spring and all things new as celebrants let go of their past selves. On my mother's bookshelf, I recently discovered a 1948 tome called Through a Moon Gate, which my grandparents brought home with them from China when they left the country that year after almost 2 decades of living there. Written by local Chinese journalist L.Z. Yuan, it is a collection of his daily column which documented everyday life and traditions throughout China. In a section about the Lantern Festival, the author describes traditions unique to my mother's birthplace district of Ningpo. In the interior, particularly in the Ningpo district, a different type of galloping horse lantern is popular. Large, life-size paper horse lanterns made in 2 sections are fastened to the bodies of the dancers. With candles lighted, the illuminated horses gallop around the yard to special music accompaniment. Groups of youths go around the streets to present some dance numbers. Some of the groups also boast vocal talent, singing accompanied by Chinese fiddles. Only red candles are used in the lanterns because that color symbolizes happiness. According to the Chinese calendar, 2022 is a year of the water tiger, which only comes around every 60 years and summons its characteristics from the tiger zodiac sign, whose auspicious gifts are raw power and uncommon courage. Tigers are strong in the face of adversity and never back down from a challenge. They're persistent and determined and a symbol of strength, exercising evils and braveness. Infused with these traits, 2022 is supposed to be a year of possibilities and prosperity, of adventure and making big changes. It is imbued with yang, or the active masculine energy. Astrologers foresee us finding enthusiasm again. Doesn't that sound good? Both for ourselves and for others, with generosity at an all-time high and social progress feeling possible again. I like to think of how this applies to us as we tiptoe out from under the shadow of COVID, from our protective shelters of the past 2 years, as we venture cautiously out of isolation into the light of a less encumbered existence. However, Chinese astrologers have a caveat to this tiger's year's need to release pent-up energy, that prudence is advised in all new undertakings, and no one should leap before they look. Yet much good can come out of this passionate big cat energy, depending on how we express it. Poet Agnes Naismith Johnston, a family friend from China, captures this sentiment in her poem, Legacy. Mists and moonbeams illuminate the tiger in each of us, prancing into morning. We do not know who we are or will be, collated in gene cells, emerging as wriggly infant curling tiny fingers. What songs will we sing, tumbling into tomorrow? And now back to the music.
So we record a lot of. When was the first time I think it was about 2 years ago. That was during the COVID. I had I had nothing to do, but I had no performances to perform, and Pierre was sitting at home, and then so we were thinking, maybe we should work together, and then so we record one song, and then another song, and then another song, and then we finish the EP, and then we finish an album. And then now we already have 2 albums, songs, I think. But the second one is still not yet ready. But yeah, so I have been working a lot with Pierre, and it's really fun to work with him. He has a lot of energy, you can tell. And he knows all the songs I want to play, because all the songs, I got the song request from my father. Pierre is only about 2 months older than my father, so so we can talk in the same language. Yeah. So anyway, next song. Yeah, I'm sure you all know the song, because don't pretend you are not young too. when we decide the song list, so Pierre say, why is all the slower songs? I say, okay. So I find a fast song, and then when I found this fast song, he complained it's too fast. It's actually original. It's a Chinese Erhu music. So the composition was written during the Cultural Revolution. So back to the time, everything has to be up tempo. Everything has to be fast. So if you don't play fast enough, CCP will come and get you.
Oh, he's still waiting, Whoa. And supposedly, it's actually a contest. Who can play it faster? They don't care about the piano guy,
I remember when we play with other musicians, and then so some people say, can she slow down? And then the other musician say, it doesn't matter, she will speed up at the end. That's what I do all the time. I want to make sure I get to the tempo I want. Okay. So you heard the song. So I didn't explain it. I don't know why he is so hurried. So you heard the song. The first part was the original song from the Erhu original, and then the middle part you heard the bluegrass, the kind. It was mine. I live in Kentucky for about 3 years. That's where I learned English, by the way. Can you believe? Can you tell my accent? So Kentucky, right? And then there's one middle slow part is Mongolian part. We also made that up. That was not in the original, but I thought it's fun to have that. So, Melody, you want to? Yeah.
She wants to be my cowgirl.
Yeah, I loved how Pierre was the horse as, I don't know if you saw that, Sun Hui. I had no idea that we were going to have comedy tonight, too. I love it. It's perfect. It's such a nice blend. Well, so just as our musicians here are intertwining Chinese and Western traditions into something uniquely original and beautiful, so too has my family embodied this mixture and love for cross-cultural traditions and connection. While I don't exactly present as Chinese, there is a strong marbled vein of Chinese heritage running through my maternal bedrock. My mother's father was a medical missionary in China in the 30s and 40s, and my grandparents birthed and raised several of their children there, including my mother, who was born in Ningpo and grew up in Shaoxing, 2 eastern cities south of Shanghai. It wasn't until I was in my mid-20s when I traveled to China with Mom to visit her lifelong friends and childhood homes that I realized that so many of our family mannerisms and habits were carryovers from their life in China. For example, till then, I honestly had no idea that the exclamation, "Ai ya," was anything but English. My mother's hometown of Shaoxing is an ancient city dating back 2,000 to 3,000 years and is known for its wine, its distinctive opera, its textile industry, and its canals and East Lake alive with boats of all kinds. As my Uncle Ted Stannard writes, Marco Polo walked these streets along the lacework of canals that led him in his journals to liken Shaoxing and Suzhou to Venice. Shaoxing is perhaps best known as the birthplace of one of China's great cultural, literary, and artistic influences, the aforementioned pre-liberation writer Lu Xun, who through one of his characters muses, "One writes simply as one feels. Such a work is like sunlight, radiating from a source of infinite brightness, not like a spark from a flint struck on iron or stone. This alone is true art, and such a writer alone is a true artist. But I, what do I rank as?" Posthumously revered as the soul of the nation and considered the father of modern Chinese literature, Lu Xun's home, now a museum, is just down the street from our family's old house, down the ancient flagstone lanes and across the canal. In 1981, my parents traveled to China as chaperones of a high school study abroad group, the first time Mom had been back since the family left in 1948, not knowing if personal and political circumstances would ever allow them to communicate with their friends or return to their second home. One of the students had an uncle there who was an art teacher and held a government cultural position with a love of Western art which he couldn't then discuss publicly, as such an affinity could have gotten him in trouble during the political climate at that time. As my father was a school chaplain, this gentleman was very excited to clandestinely discuss the philosophy of art with a Westerner, a rare opportunity to indulge in this appreciation with someone of like mind. At the end of a long conversation, he gifted Dad, I brought a little show and tell here, give me a moment. He gifted Dad with this wood block print. I don't know, Jeffrey, can they see that at home? Is that good? Anyway, this wood block print, which shows students of the writer Lu Xun coming at night by lantern light to seek more information from their teacher. The lamp represents enlightenment, that which transpires between teacher and student, a sharing of light and wisdom. This print hung on my father's office wall throughout his teaching career. Dad shared recently that he regards this print of Lu Xun as a representation of why he was in education, saying that enlightenment in education is not only of the mind, but of the heart. That's where choosing values that will guide your life will come into play. And to this day, it hangs on his study wall, shedding light, continuing to bring inspiration, and serving as a reminder that while we may be worlds apart, our commonality can surmount our differences, and our shared joys can bring us together. Now, in 1985, this church embarked on a cross-cultural journey of sorts, when my mother and then choir director Camille Almy led an intergenerational choir and bell choir on a musical friendship tour to China. CCU still has the luggage tags on our bell-carrying cases to prove it. And this beautiful set of handbells here behind our musicians against the wall, it honors bell choir members who have since passed away and are a reminder of that era of CCU's musical life. For that adventure, Mom coordinated with her newly reestablished family contacts in China to bring our music and friendship back to the towns and people of her youth, to rebuild and reconnect with those ties that had lain dormant since her family left China in 1948. Yet the memories and deep bonds were never dormant, as recalled again by our friend, the poet Agnes Naismith Johnston, in her poem, Traversing the Lee River. Rivers of our lives echo the sounds of other journeys as we hug the ferry's railing on the voyage down the Lee. Jade waters swirl over hidden rock, hazards flagged by red-painted bamboo. Water buffalo immerse to nibble watergrass, while poling fishermen guide bamboo rafts with stacked baskets and cormorants. Ancient pinnacles jab the sky in round or jagged formation as yellow blossoms dot foliage, finger ravines of deep blue crags. Near a fishing village, white-collar crows roost on stone jetty washed by ripples of the wandering river. Tumbling in the shallows, children call, and we toss candy packets from the ship. Chugging past myth-veiled peaks, we, of different cultures, drift through Chinese paintings. And let's enjoy some more music.
Des yeux qu'il faut baisser les miens. Un sourire qui s'efface sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de la femme à qui j'appartiens. Obviously, we had a revision of the song, and the communication got a little bit scrambled. Now we have a surprise for you. I wasn't too sure it was good to do this, but it sounds so beautiful in here. You guys are so nice, and everything is so perfect. I cannot resist to play the machine that I haven't touched in months. So since I never knew how to play it in the first place, so I will ask for your... We'll see what happens. Well, I should have talked on the kind, huh? It's okay. 1, 2. shouldn't have, but that's okay.
He wants to do it. I tell you, if I don't let him do it, he will not give me a ride home. So I had to let him do it. Anyway, just for your information, I have only 2 strings, and this guy, he wants to keep adding his instrument. But I still love you so.
Okay.
Another love song. This is a very popular Chinese love song from about 1990s. It's a little bit late for everyone, but yeah. So it's really popular in especially Hong Kong region, but I think it's also very popular all over the China and Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, those places. It is called Woman Flower.
Well, it was somewhat of an introduction. She doesn't like it. Okay, I'm doing another one. What? Oh, you forgot the song? See? See how she is? We don't get no help no more. In the old days, people used to work, right? Not anymore. They don't want to work. You cannot find good help. I have no idea. Maybe you play something else. Oh yeah, that's a good one. You sure you want to play this?
It's okay, he forgot to.
That's okay, that Taiwanese, you can help. We have a beautiful Hawaiian song. And we do it in the key of C, D, A? C, D, A. She thinks so. No more good help.
So it's really nice to be here. Are you going to say something? I heard you.
Well, what did I do now?
I was going to say, it's really nice to be here tonight, and it's really wonderful. We can come back to perform again after all the COVID, because for the last 2 years I wasn't really alive. Yeah. So, for the performers, when we lose our stage, we just. Yeah. So it's really good to see everybody have live performers and live audience, and thank you very much for supporting the live art music, and I thank you, Melody and Andy and everybody, all the staff here, helping everything and allow us to postpone the concert. Yeah, and I hope everybody stay happy and healthy. We have the last song, unless you want to say something. Are you okay?
You have to guess the song before we start.
No, not that one.
Oh.
Hallelujah.
Oh, see? What do I know? So in my village, on the other side of the world, they have a saying. It says, at home, the wife is the man is the boss, and the wife does what she wants. Okay, you're on.
Well, we're just want to say we're so grateful to have had you both here tonight, and yes, grateful to have you here tonight, and so glad to have you all here too. Encourage you to take a stop at the table out here. They have about 5 CDs with various musicians they've played with and together available, and I don't know. I thought I heard a very soft little hana ho in the back there. Yeah, I was hoping it would get louder. Would you be able to do one more song? No, no.
Anyway, this one you will have to guess the song before she plays. Okay?
If you get a song.
And I give you a clue there. It's one of the most popular songs. So, just say.
If you get it before I start, I give you one of my CDs.
Ay, 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 ay. Oh, wow! Most people don't know. Can I finish my introduction now?
I'm sorry.
I finally remember it.
I listened to her. She's the boss.
Thank you very much. If you really like our music, we have a lot of CDs. And by the way, I also have my YouTube channels. So you can, we made a lot of video together. So that's my boyfriend there. And we made a lot of video together. Really nice. I think it's really good. I'm still wondering why I'm not hit yet.
Very
I don't
good.
know why. I don't know. Yeah, you see that?
They're
yeah.
beautiful. Definitely
Thank
check
you.
them out. Yes.
Yeah, and please subscribe and like, okay? Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you.